Welcome all, all the panelists, all the VIPs. I want to especially welcome Dr. Malcolm Johnson, Deputy Secretary General ITU Geneva, and we have lots of VIPs with us. We have Professor Dr. R.K. Khandan. He is former Vice Chancellor of UP, one of the university in UP, and now President R&D with the India's largest in India Glycol. Sorry, we have Kaminder Kumar, Director TCIL. We have Dinesh Tyagi, CEO CSC. We have Manpreet Singh Manna. We have James Martin. We have Mr. Rajendran. We have also university people from 3 4 other universities. I'm not giving names to save the time. We will also be joined very soon by Dr. D.K. Modi, Chancellor, K.N. Modi University, and Mr. Anil Sahasbuddhe, Chairman AICTE. Also want to welcome and thank the ITU team here, Gitanjali and Karin, and another name I'm not able to pronounce properly. Thank you very much. Now, what we have seen that COVID-19 has changed the world and the way human lives. It made us realize that we have to find new options for developing and achieving SDG goals. The focus is now online virtual. SDG 4 is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. In education at all levels, countries around the world reached fast and moved everything online, whether education, teaching, exams, learning, certificates. Education as a social institution is organized in many different manners around the world, reflecting variations in the underlying philosophies of what education is and all about to achieve. COVID has brought all of them flat, simply online. New ways and means now are being thought to impart education and cultivate knowledge in students. This is resulting into digital transformation. During COVID lockdown and continuing, the private and public sector institutes closed down. Some are opening up, some we don't know when opening up. Across the world, educators are faced with new situation, online teaching instructions, suddenly something everyone or assume to able to master. Many of teachers, educators are moving into unknown with neither the time nor the knowledge to reflect critically on the wide range of research. With these opening remarks, I would request Dr. Malcolm Johnson, Deputy Secretary General ITU, to kindly give his opening address.
Thank you very much, Professor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Namaste to my friends in India. I'm delighted to join this workshop organized by CMAI, Association of India. It's a long supporter of WSIS Forum and a long association with ITU. And Professor Goya is a very good friend of mine. Last year, I was pleased to join him for the CMAI Summit and Awards in Delhi. Unfortunately, we can't do it this year, so I'm very pleased to join you virtually. The Sustainable Development Goal 4 is the education goal. It aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promotion of long-term learning opportunities for all. And this SDG, like all SDGs, will rely heavily on information and communication technologies for their achievement. Never before has there been so much reliance, appreciation, and emphasis placed on the important role of ICTs as during this lockdown we're experiencing. During this time, billions of people around the world have been able to continue their work and studies, care for others, and remain connected to loved ones. In ITU, we've been able to continue our business through home working and virtual events such as this. And although we miss meeting each other, of course, these virtual meetings do allow for wide participation. And we've seen that in the WSIS Forum so far. Over 4,000 participants so far in these workshops. Of course, there's a lot of lessons to be learned from this experience, and I'm sure we will come out of it for the better. ITU research shows that the lack of digital skills remains a major barrier for the uptake and effective use of the internet, especially among marginalized groups and populations in the rural areas in particular. As we know, 3.6 billion people around the world are still not connected to the internet. As a contribution to developing digital skills, ITU just released the Digital Skills Assessment Guidebook to help countries, in particular developing countries, undertake national digital skills assessment. Now, this guidebook is available on the ITU website, and we hope that it'll help many young women and men to develop their digital skills. ITU has also joined with UNICEF to launch what we call the GIGA initiative to provide connectivity to every school in the world. Some 3.6 billion people in the world do not have access to the internet, as I mentioned, and so many of these include school children and students. I'd also like to draw your attention to the fact that we have a vibrant academic membership in ITU. We have over 160 universities, members of ITU, and we hope very much to see more joining from India in the near future, especially with the new ITU office opening in Delhi very soon. We only have 10 years left to achieve the UN SDGs, and we have to make extra effort to achieve them by 2030. Cross-industry and public-private partnerships will be key. All WSIS partners, government, industry, academia, civil society, regional and international organizations, all need to join together to leverage ICTs to help to defeat COVID-19 and make the world safer, stronger, and more sustainable. A world where no one is left behind and where opportunities have no boundaries. I'm sure this session will make its own contribution to this objective. Finally, let me congratulate all awardees of CMAI's Excellence in ICT Education Award in recognition of their excellence in education and innovation in the development of digital skills, especially in India. Thank you, and I wish you an enjoyable and fruitful session.
Thanks, Mr. Malkan. It's always great to hear you. You are an inspiration for all the world and for India also. We will now move next, and I will request Professor Khandal to kindly give his address within 5 minutes, please. Professor Khandal. And we are also recognizing Professor Khandal for the leadership in higher education.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Goel. First of all, I must compliment you. I must compliment you as the president of CMAI and the whole CMAI for doing all these kind of great programs, especially for bringing Dr. Johnson to India. Dr. Johnson is a gem of a soul, and I really enjoy interacting with him. The last time we were together was in Kolkata, and it was a wonderful visit of Professor Dr. Johnson here. I really compliment him also for the fact that ITU has been brought to India very close to various universities. By virtue of the fact that I am connected to so many universities and thousands of institutes in India, I would like to see that I would work with you to bring them in contact, close contact with ITU. I think today's conference has also brought me on the same panel, thanks to Professor Goel, with my great friend, Dr. Dinesh Tyagi, who again has been contributing a lot by his services to the nation building. Thank you very much, Professor Goel and Dr. Dinesh Tyagi. I'm also pleased to share DAS today with SoulSlide Professor Manna and Kamendra Kumar ji and many other, Sebastian ji, many other top experts of India here. Now let me give my views about the SDG of UN related to education. I have 3-4 points to share. The first and foremost point that I want to share here is that the pandemic has taught us several lessons, but the most important lesson that we must have learned is how capable we are, how technologically advanced we are. Capable we are means whether we are able to take care of ourselves, to save ourselves from coronavirus. Because no matter how big hospitals, what best doctors, what all best of the facilities we have, whether we are most advanced, most developed or developing, it really doesn't matter. This pandemic has shown that only those who are able to save themselves from this, that means highly immune people with great self-curing properties, high immunity, they only will survive. So it has very clearly shown you have to save yourself. And we all know that the Ayurveda has taught us Panch Mahabhut concept, where it says that the body has more power to cure itself than it has to develop disease in itself. The second aspect that this coronavirus has taught us is about our capability related to be able to educate each other and connect it. How technologically advanced we are. We understand the situation given by Dr. Johnson that millions of people are not still connected, but in spite of the fact, in India, we are in a happy situation. Thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, who has been successful, and in fact, it has become quite exemplary for all other countries to follow. He has been successful in creating this as a mass movement to fight corona. It doesn't matter how many cases are being reported today. The fact of the matter is the number of deaths out of this, because of this, is much less in India than anywhere else. Also, recovered people are recovering fast and percentage is very high. Talking about education, I think what this pandemic has shown is that kind of differentiation that we have been creating all these years. We differentiated education based on discipline. We said you are engineering, science, art, culture, all that we differentiated. We also differentiated education based on which institute you come from, what percentage of marks you have, how much student to teacher ratio you have, what are the kind of facilities you have. All that actually has no meaning. This corona has taught us. Ultimately, at the end of the day, education means gyan. Education means just not knowledge, but gyan. And gyan, you get it after you have real education, which has two planks. Number one, completing the syllabus, and the other one, learning. That means teaching and learning. In times to come, all of us have to come back to the education in real way, in real sense. You are educated so that you are not scared, you are not worried about your employment, what you will do in life in future if you don't have employment. This pandemic has shown that now we are supposed to reset, like in the telephone, in mobile phone, we have a factory setting. I think this corona pandemic has taught us that we should go back to factory setting. Just imagine in India, out of 100 students passing out 10+2 exam, only 30% go for technical education. 15% go for medical, 15% go for technology. 70% of them, and the cream of them actually go for subjects like commerce, finance, accounts. I think it's time that the real knowledgeable, talented youth should go for technology, because that will be the future. Not going for money, not going for package. So I think let us be all educated and focused for Gyan. Let us be all capable and be immune to all sorts of disease, not depend on virus. I think with these words, I would like to say thanks to Professor Goel, and I would like to say that this program is really a platform which will bring all talented people and all energies together to see the bright future of our youth. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Professor Dr. Khandal, and to other panelists. I consider Professor Khandal as my guru and mentor. Next, I am going to request Mr. Kavendra Kumar from TCIL, friends and delegate attendees. He represents a body in India which for the last so many years is giving education online to more than 50 or 60 countries. Mr. Kavendra, we are also recognizing you as leadership in innovative virtual education, and we request you to kindly share your views within 3 minutes on the experience of TCIL for multiple countries education online. Mr. Kavendra Kumar, unmute yourself, come in. Please unmute yourself. Mr. Kavendra, yeah.
Yeah, respected Professor Goel, esteemed dignitaries, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and privilege for me to get an opportunity to speak in this August gathering. My heartiest congratulations and best wishes for the World Summit on Information Society Forum for this event organized by CMAI and ITU. Out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, we are talking here about the most important goal, SDG 4, equitable quality education and promotion of lifetime learning. I am happy to share that my beloved organization TCIL, which is under Ministry of Communications, Government of India, had been continuously promoting this cause for the last 2 decades in true letter and spirit. As you are aware, out of 10 targets and the 11 indicators of SDG 4, Target 4.3 is equal access to affordable technical, vocational and higher education. We visualize to promote education through our Pan-Africa Tele-Education program as early as in 2006, when we did our pilot project in Ethiopia. Our visionary president, Dr. Kalam, conceived this project, which was launched in 2009 formally after the successful pilot project in 2006. It was implemented by TCIL under the patronage of Ministry of External Affairs and continued its maintenance and operations till September 2017. That is for about 8 years. The network provided education and medical services through telecommunication links using the heterogeneous network consisting MPLS, IPLC, satellite connectivity for the African Union covering 48 countries and providing quality education from the best universities of India to thousands of students. Subsequent to the completion of this ambitious project, we were again entrusted by the ministry in 2018 as the implementing agency for its continuation of phase 2, named as E-Vidya Bharati. Vidya Bharati means India Education, and E-Arogya Bharati, India Healthcare Programs. Adopting the technology upgradation, EVBAB, in short that we call it project, is to provide good quality and higher education and medical services, including continuing medical education, CME, through web portals to the students, doctors, paramedical staff in Africa for the coming 5 years. The E-Vidya Bharati portal for the education services has been launched and the students' enrollment has been started. Thus, TCIL has established its leadership in innovative education across multiple countries. In addition, in India, TCIL has been involved in providing computer education and digital virtual collaboration in thousands of schools in the states of UP, about 1,500 schools, in the state of Orissa, 600 schools, central schools, Delhi schools of 1,100 schools of Delhi, and central schools of India all across the country, including the remotest areas. With the help of digital virtual collaboration, seeing and talking are achieved in real time with cost effectiveness, reduction of travel costs, inter-regional meetings, and the recordings. It also teaches the students for the better collaboration, efficient use of manpower, teaming spirits, and interpersonal skills, effective use of skill tools by the teachers for the quality education. In nutshell, now maintaining the virtual discipline imposed by Professor Goel, I shall like to conclude our firm commitment for the greatest goal SDG 4, that we shall continue our leadership in innovative virtual education across the globe with our proven technical expertise and the credentials for the last 4 decades. Thank you once again with best wishes. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Kamendarji. Thank you very much. Friends, now I'm inviting Dr. Dinesh Tyagi. It is a rare thing in India to have Mr. Dinesh Tyagi with us, and I'm having him with me for the first time. Thanks to him for this. In India, he runs something called Common Service Center. We have around 400,000, and they are empowering the village people, the ordinary people who may not be so highly educated, and they are doing lots of e-services. So I request Mr. Tyagi, and we are, Tyagi Sahab, recognizing you for leadership in empowering or digital common citizens in India. Mr. Tyagi, floor is for you for 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Professor Goel, Dr. Malcolm from ITU, and other panelists, distinguished panelists. First, it's a great privilege to be part of this webinar. And we run common service centers across the country. And during the COVID time, one of the things the government of India did was that it transferred money into the account of 400 million people. These 400 million people, largely in rural India, were to see whether the amount has come to their account or how do they withdraw that amount. There are only 50,000 branches of bank branches in rural India. It was impossible for anyone to cater to 400 million people through 50,000 branches. Common Service Center with 4 lakh access points tried and helped these citizens in enabling them to know that the amount has come to their account and also enable them to withdraw the money as per their convenience. We use Aadhaar-enabled payment system, which is a good technology, simple to use, and we try and do that part. During the COVID time, our access to financial services got enhanced significantly for citizens, especially those live in rural India. One of the points which Dr. Malcolm mentioned was the access to internet. We also working in creating access to internet because in India, the BharatNet is one which basically takes fiber to the panchayat level. After the panchayat, how do we take it to a citizen is the responsibility given to CSCs. These common service centers, which are run, operated, managed by a local person who lives in the same community and has enterprising skills, invests his own capital, then create access to internet for the citizen. You will be all surprised to know that during the COVID time, our terabyte use, our uses of data users in rural India has enhanced 3 times. It has gone 3 times. All other things may have got affected, but the internet users have significantly enhanced in rural India. And thanks to the BharatNet and thanks to the common service effort in creating access to this. The second point which Dr. Malcolm mentioned was the digital literacy. Government of India has a program called Prime Minister Gramin Digital Sakshata Abhiyan, which is to make 600 million people digital literate. We have done almost about 300 million of them. And because of the COVID, there's an impact on it, but we're creating digital. I think digital literacy and creating access to internet will empower communities. And the objective both for ITU and also the Sustainable Development Goal will get fulfilled significantly. That is the mission of the Government of India, and that's an objective of common service to create access point for them. The other thing which we do is, we do for education. A large number of students who couldn't go to the school, so we run these education centers. We allow students to come and try and get the education using simple techniques, both for the Common Service Center, since they have computing infrastructure and internet access, and a technically qualified person, he enables students to come and access the computer and use it. We also trying to helping students to get the online classes into the Common Service Center. We almost run an Olympiad for children to create excitement. We run a cybersecurity course for program for students in order to run and use internet. And we have a huge, large number of clientele from rural India who through the Common Service Center are now running cybersecurity programs. So the education, of course, we have large number of schemes and program, almost everything which a citizen in rural India wants to learn, whether you want to appear for civil service exam, of IIT coaching or medical entrance exam, everything is done through Common Service Center. That is the biggest. So we are creating, we are actually removing the digital divide in enabling rural citizens to get access to the same thing as happening in urban areas. The last, of course, is that during the COVID, one of the things affected that people were not able to go to a hospital or access normal medical services. We ran a telemedicine program, one of the largest network of telemedicine service in the world probably. And we do large number, we do a homeopathy, allopathy and Ayurvedic, all three medicine services. Any person can go to the CSC, to the doctor through a small video conferencing application. And after that, the doctor and the patient talk to each other, the medicine prescription is given to them. And we have an online platform where you can even buy a medicine. Homeopathics are dispensed. So we dispense medicine, we also do some part of diagnostic and do teleconsultation. I think last time when I met Dr. Malcolm in Delhi, along with Professor, I did mention we do what we call DBT, a digital doctor, a digital banker, and a digital teacher in every village. That's an ambition, and that's what we have done. There may be still some gaps here and there, but we're trying to fill up those gaps in trying creating the stakeholders, bringing together both private and government, and supporting them in delivering services. The latest, of course, we run an e-commerce platform. We call it CSC Grameen e-store, where urban areas you can buy goods through a mobile phone. In rural India, there was nothing available. They were not even supplying. So we created a local merchant app and a local customer app. Both can supply. The merchant, which is our CSC entrepreneur, who can buy locally goods, fish from fish farm, mangoes from mango farm, and something from the shops around, and supply to local customers. We got more than 100,000 of these running now and doing that part of them. In one day, we had 140,000 of the transactions done in one day to the same platform. So we are creating this opportunity for them in order to do that. What COVID has given us huge opportunity, especially for people who work in ICT space. I don't know about others, but ICT space has opened huge opportunity for them. We are innovating and we have large number of opportunities now coming in our way in trying it. We are working with the migrant labor, which has gone to villages, how to upskill them, how to try and use these stakeholders in order to recruit them and help them. All that part of the work is possible because of the network. The network is very large, and about 80,000 are run by the women. As usual, these women entrepreneurs are far better than the men because of their credibility and their acceptability. So in nutshell, what a common service center is, make life simple. He doesn't have to go to government office. The objective is that no person in the village should be asked to go to government office. Everything can be delivered to his home or very close to a place where he lives through a common service center. That's an objective. And that day, the citizen in this country will start loving government and government servants. Otherwise, this whether you do a good job or not a good job. Common service centers through the road also create enterprises. We have now got about since about average 5 people work in every common center. So we've got 2 million people now employed in common service center. And these amazing people, I think Indians by nature are very enterprising. You need to promote them, help them and support them. If you can do that part of the work, they can do a wonderful job. And a country with enterprising and entrepreneurship only has a growth pattern and also becomes a world leader. If you can't support enterprise and entrepreneurship, it will be difficult to meet the expectation. ICT and CSC are playing a significant role in creating enterprises, nurturing enterprises, especially in rural India, and trying and supporting people to build businesses in around what they live in. So there are huge opportunities, and we have service provider who want to use the network. It's a neutral platform. Anybody can use, anyone who has any service to sell in rural India can use the CSC network. Of course, we negotiate on what a common service center operator will get as a margin, but that's the only thing we do it. So thank you, Professor Goel, and thank you, the ITU, for inviting us to join this webinar. It has been good to share our experience of what we do in rural India. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tyagi. Thank you a lot. Sir, we have been joined by Anil Sahasbudde, Chairman AICTE, All India Council of Technical Education. I request him to kindly join in. We are recognizing him also.
I already joined.
Yeah, sir, you are the best leadership in higher education in India. Please share your views within 3 minutes if possible.
Namaskar, Professor Sahasrabudhe.
Namaskar, namaskar. Hello, is it audible? I've just unmuted.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Goel ji. As usual, you are a man of energy and you charge up everyone. So I saw Dr. Dinesh Tyagi, and I unfortunately I couldn't listen to Dr. Malcolm since I traveled from Dharmshala to NIT by road, and it took about 2.25 hours, and therefore I was not able to join in the beginning. And nevertheless, congratulations for holding such a important 6th International Education Excellence Award function, where you would like people to come forward and support in the time of not only COVID, but non-COVID times as well. So I'll just give a couple of examples what we have done in AICT in the last 4 months. Phenomenal amount of faculty development programs. So one of the important things is we can change curriculum, but unless faculty are trained in taking care of those new additions in the courses, I think it will not reach the students. And that is why under what is known as Atal Academies, which we started off last year, we had only 185 programs conducted with 9,600 faculty trained in various upcoming niche areas, which we call emerging areas in ICT, whether it is AI, IoT, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, 3D printing, we have augmented reality, virtual reality. All of these subjects are going to become very important in the future, especially for job creation as well as for entrepreneurship. So we started off with several programs last year, but this time within 3.5 months, we conducted just half the programs of the entire 1 year. And then more importantly, we trained double the number of faculty members compared to last year. So instead of 9,000, we have been able to train more than 17,000 faculty members. I think that is a phenomenal, value of technology, how we can reach out to people. We had universal human values and student induction program workshops for faculty members. We had examination reforms-based workshops because we are all tired of rote learning methodology of question papers and higher level of learning by Bloom's taxonomy, where we understand the subject, application of the subject, how do we analyze data, synthesize data, how can be innovative. All of these are never a part of the question paper earlier. So we have started driving home the importance of how do we evaluate students. And this helps in accreditation as well. Because in accreditation, National Board of Accreditation has 12 graduate aptitudes or parameters under which the institute is evaluated. And all these examination reforms directly lead to the accreditation of the institution. We have made internship mandatory, but again, we have few institutions which are located in city who can easily go to an industry and get connected. But we have created an internship portal which is supporting any student from any rural area to connect with that, and then depending on his interest, the place where he would like to undertake internship, this does matchmaking. And in the COVID time, since students were not able to physically move on to various industries, we had various internships which are online internships. Students were given challenging problem statements which were guided, and then students were able to complete some of those problems and then support our industry as well. We are all aware of the Smart India Hackathon, which we were holding for the last 3.5 years now. And the fourth one was about to be done on the April 1st week. And suddenly pandemic and lockout, everything started off. So we are holding it on 1st August. And on the 1st to 3rd August, students will be in their respective places. We have created a platform where students will join a virtual hackathon group of an institution, and there the various their mentors will also join, the experts who are evaluating jury will also join, and I think it's a totally virtual platform based hackathon which we are going to hold from 1st August to 3rd August. Apart from that, several other initiatives like NEET, National Educational Alliance for Technology, under which students are trained under various types of various tools which are developed by startups and many companies where AI-based personalized learning is possible. So depending on your interest, area of the subject where you want to go ahead, and your level of achievement till today, the portal will check your present status and guide you through to achieve excellence in that particular domain. And all of this was at a fee which the companies used to charge. And for every 4 seats which students procure, 1 seat was expected to be given free, which we would be giving to the socially deprived sections of the society, SC, ST, and economically backward students. But this was just picking up. By the time pandemic occurred, and many institutions, organizations, they came forward and said they will provide entire thing free of cost during this period. And you will be amazed that more than 4.5 lakh students made use of these softwares for personalized learning. And the fee, which otherwise if the companies had charged, this would amount to more than 260 crore. Apart from that, many other companies who were not onboarded onto it, our NEET portal, they also came forward. They also gave their products free, and that amount is another 250 plus crore. I think this is how, by the society, for the society, things are happening in India. And I was listening to Dr. Dinesh Tyagi. I think ours is a nation which is entrepreneurial. Ours is a nation which can create startups. Ours is a nation which can do plenty of things given a small opportunity. A window of opportunities which they are looking at. And when we started off online classes and talked about online exams, one of the questions often raised is our internet penetration is not there in remote places. We know that it's happening. It will take some time. BharatNet is reaching every nook and corner, but it has to reach every home, and it should be affordable. I think that is where we need to work in the immediate next few months after the lockdown is over, and create an environment where students can take courses from Swayam. Manna is visible here, so he is part of that initiative when we started off that. And then Swayam Prabha channels are there, and students will get courses of their choice, of the choice of their professor, from anywhere, by any device, at any time. I think this is again the power of technology. But one other thing which we have started advocating, Goelji, you can help us in this respect, is many people say that students may get connectivity at their home or in their village, but they don't have devices, whether it is smartphones or the computers or the laptops. I have 2 ideas, and I spoke with NASSCOM, and NASSCOM is willing. Every year, all IT companies together change computers, their laptops in their organizations, which amount to more than 500,000 plus every year. And they are willing to give those which are changed, because they buy new ones. The old ones are still useful, very good. They can be donated to our students, and at least to CSCs, common centers where students can come and then start using them. Second one, all middle class and above middle class families have at least 7-8 devices lying idle in their homes. Whenever a new model of mobile phone comes from different company, we keep procuring that, and the old one is lying idle. If it is thrown, it will become electronic waste, which creates problems in the environment. On the other hand, you donate it to the library of the school or the college. I'm sure we will be in a position to help our student friends who are unable to procure those models. And government on its part also can give, like DBT, some kind of support for buying such kind of items, whereby we really create a egalitarian society where everyone can get education of their choice from anywhere. I think that is where we are moving, and I'm sure the 20% credits which are allowed under Swayam by UGC and AICTE will be expanded to 40%, and we will have a lot of online programs and courses beginning to happen. We are already having seminars, conferences, as well as meetings online. Why not many other programs online? I think online is the order of the day. With this, I conclude and thank the organizers for giving this opportunity. I have come for some other work here, so I took your time off and wanted to speak few sentences at least to motivate our young people for watching this program. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Sir, namaskar. Thanks a lot. And sir, I have taken your suggestion. I will meet you in Delhi and then talk to you. Now, friends, we are again usual problem in the conferences. The time 4:30 is finished. So I will request for 1 minute each now. I request Dr. Manna. Dr. Manna, please, you have gotten 1 minute. We are giving you also the award Outstanding Speaker. 1 minute for you.
Thank you very much, Professor Goel, Dr. Johnson, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, for inviting on this particular platform to be speak out and to be keep our words and keeping a time in limits. I will speak in the very concise way. So today we are talking about this COVID-19. The COVID-19 impact is there throughout the world. But for my teachers, my students in my country, I say we have an antivirus of COVID-20. My COVID-20 says the C is for the connectivity. We have to be get connected with each other. Let the youngsters to be get connected. They should not be get depression feeling that we are not going to be get served in this nation or internationally. Yes, jobs are very much available. Only roles are only going to get changed. Today, when we are talking about the hard work, now it's going to be a smart work. Today, we are talking about the automation. We are talking about the AI. We are talking about the blockchain. So C is for the connectivity with the learners. Of course, the O is going for the outsourcing of open access softwares, the applications, the modules, which we supposed to be have. V for the virtual classroom system. We are now talking about the blended learning. So the blended learning does mean that the offline, you have to have the labs, but the online, you can have your theory classes. That is a virtual classroom system, as what the UGC, AICTE is taking care of this. I for the interfacing with all these kind of apps. You know that today our Honorable Prime Minister says, you want to be safe in my country, you upload the Arogya Setu app. So Arogya Setu app is going to be get interface through your mobile. It means you are going to be get the alerts when you are going to be come in contact with some COVID patient. So D is the digital divide. You have to have a digital divide. With this, I just want to be get concluded. Nothing else to speak. We all has to be get connected with the COVID-20 antivirus. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Manaji. I request now Mr. James Metten, Chairman of Vedic IAS Academy. This is the first academy for IAS online. I request him kindly be there, and we are also awarding him award for excellent global e-learning. Mr. James, sorry, 1 minute for you.
Thank you, Professor Goel. Respected Dr. Malcolm Johnson, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, Professor Goel, and all other respected dignitaries and friends. I'm extremely happy to stand before you today because our organization, Vedic IAS Academy, have been blessed with the world's most prestigious Excellent Global E-Learning Award 2020. May I take the opportunity to extend our deep gratitude to ITU and United Nations Geneva and all office bearers of CMI Association of India for honoring our organization with this Excellent Global E-Learning Award. At Vedic IAS Academy, we harness the revolutionary spirit to provide affordable, world-class online civil service coaching that transforms lives. After a long groundbreaking research, we are energized with wide-ranging online classes and videos with the support of artificial intelligence, holograph, VFX, and robotic technologies. Once again, thank you very much to all, especially to Professor Goel, ITU team for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank Mr. Jam. Next, I'm going to request Dr. Babu Sebastian, who is the former Vice Chancellor from Kerala 2 University. We are giving him recognition as excellent contribution in the education sector. Mr. Sebastian, 1 minute for you, and then you can send your comments in writing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Goel, sir.
Mr. Sebastian, unmute yourself.
Thank you very much for Professor N.K. Goel sir, respected Malcolm Johnson, Anil Sahasrabudhe, Rakesh Kumar, and all the dignitaries on the dais. I wish to draw attention of the ITU, we see for need of forming a group for International Council for Content Accreditation, ICCA. In the light of COVID-19 pandemic, globally, all educational institutions are shifting from traditional face-to-face learning to advanced online platform. Unfortunately, our teachers and educational leaders are not fully aware about the art and science of online teaching. The present online teaching learning system needs some basic corrections and modifications. Academic communities are not fully familiar with the online teaching platform and cutting-edge technologies. So many new organizations and institutions are now providing e-learning content, online classes, and online courses. Newborn online schools and colleges are doing aggressive promotional activities now. On the online organizations and products are now demanding scientific assessment and accreditation. Based on our social commitment, there is need to develop a global platform to assess and accredit the online educational activities across the world. The prime agenda of the proposed International Council for Content Accreditation will be to assess and accredit e-learning content, online teaching, online courses, and online educational institutions. The objective is to help them to work continuously to improve the quality of the teaching learning products and process. Thank you. May I take this opportunity to extend my deep gratitude to Professor N.K. Goyal and other team members to provide me this opportunity to address this august assembly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Babu. May I request now Ms. Sonia Dubey Diwan, Managing Partner, Indian School of Image Management. We are awarding him as Excellent Vocational Training Institute.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Goyal. Namaskar, everyone. Thank you, Professor Goyal and Dr. Malcolm Johnson, as well as CMI for this opportunity and recognition today. I agree with Dr. Malcolm's opening address and also believe that access to technology will play a vital role in the education industry going ahead. At Indian School of Image Management, we are devoted towards excellence in teaching and developing leaders in image management and soft skills training. We are the only institute in India and Mauritius to provide internationally accredited education institutes in image consulting as well as in soft skills domain. And we are using our platform to build an ecosystem to upskill the Indian workforce, which we believe will be more competitive in the global landscape. And this we have made possible due to our strong digital infrastructure for education as well as mentorship. If there's one thing the pandemic has taught us is that learning should never stop. Technology has enabled us to reach every corner of India and to pursue our dream of creating skilled Indian. With this note, I would like to thank once again Dr. Malcolm Johnson, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, and all the other dignitaries, as well as Professor N.K. Goyal for this recognition today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Dr. Vaishali Vishwas Patil to kindly join. We are awarding him as Emerging Technical Education Institute. Dr. Patil.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected esteemed dignitaries, the panelists, and today's attendees. On behalf of International Institute of Information Technology, I am very privileged to receive the honor as Emerging Technical Education Institute. And on behalf of our institute, I am very thankful to the judges for considering I2IT eligible for this award. I2IT was established by late Shri Prahlad B. Chhabria sir, the founder chairman of Phenolec Group of Industries and a well-known philanthropist. And today, his legacy is carried forward by his daughter and our current president, Mrs. Poorna Katara ma'am, who believes that to fulfill the dream of shining India, health and education are the priorities for our country. And hence, education has to be taken to the masses. With this background, I2IT functions with the vision and mission of imparting quality education to undergraduate engineering students. At our institute, we strive to fulfill the growing needs of industry and put in our efforts to provide opportunities to our students to interface with the industry as well as to work on research projects in new frontiers of engineering and technology. The institute aims towards equipping the students to face the challenges in the domain of information technology, as well as in niche areas of engineering. I2IT has innovation and leadership as its mantra to bring down groundbreaking ideas and to provide the rock foundation for learning. On behalf of our institute, once again, I am grateful to the organizing team for honoring our institute with this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to now request Professor Sanjay Chaudhary from Delhi School of Business, Vivekananda Institute, to kindly give his views in 1 minute, and we are giving him recognition as excellent contribution in education sector. Professor Sanjay Chaudhary.
Thank you very much, Professor N.K. Goel, Dr. Malcolm, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, and the eminent panelists. I am really thankful to get a chance to get this award in the midst of such an eminent panel. I also wish to thank my teachers, all my gurus, and my family for supporting me over the last 23 years. And special thank to my professors in Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, and my employers at Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, WIPS, Delhi, to give me a chance. I am an operative. I am the person who is in the front delivering lectures day in and out, online as well as offline. So this pandemic has fast forwarded the digital initiatives, I think at least by a decade here in India. So what people who were initially a bit hesitant to do online education in higher education or in the lower primary level or secondary level, now they are forced, and actually most of them are happy about it. So this pandemic has given us an opportunity to leapfrog and move forward 10 years ahead, as well as online education and digital education, and the initiative which I heard from panelists has played a role in achieving SDG 4. I was looking at the report by SDSN Council 2020 report. They say pandemic has a medium impact on SDG 4. And this, I was also looking at if among the SDG 17 goals in SDG, one of the key initiatives, one of the key tactics or initiative that can fast forward achievement of those, education and skill is one of them. And definitely the initiative under CMI, ITU, the action point C3 and C7, which is area of information and knowledge, and C, capability building, digital education, online education, which I have been practicing last 23 years. Starting 2004, I was involved in launching mobile value-added service, what we call applications. Then in 2010, I was involved in distribution of low-cost open source laptops and tablets. And I'm very happy to see people embracing online education, and the institution like WSIS Forum 2020, ITU, and AICT.
Okay, Mr. Sanjay, we have to stop because we have to finish.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay. I really appreciate this award and recognition.
Okay, thank you. Now I call upon Mr. M. Rajendran to kindly share his views in 1 minute. We are giving him recognition as excellence in educating masses on telecom technology. He has been using media for this purpose. Mr. Rajendran.
Thank you, Professor Goel. Distinguished panelists, of Dr. Malcolm, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, all participants and all those who have taken time out to be connected. The information shared till now is fascinating, but it raises several issues. I submit with all humility at my disposal, we have only scratched the potential of this digital for education. nature in the form of pandemic has allowed us, given an opportunity to reduce the gap between the digital haves and have-nots. In digital education, I feel one should not be constrained by a gadget, owning a gadget, a fixed place, time and syllabus. Most of the panelists who spoke earlier to me have alluded to this point, and I hope this can help bridging the digital divide. Going forward, societies, institutions, and countries will have to strike the right balance between digital education and traditional classroom teaching. I mean, that's going to be a challenge, but I hope with the kind of information which has been shared, we will be able to achieve that. I have personally seen this has becoming a successful venture. But a note of caution, which I feel, and I have been talking about this, is when this whole process happens, few gets left out, and this few should not become many, and that is what we should ensure that because if that happens, then it will be detrimental to achieving the social development goals. I thank CMI for the honor and recognition, and appreciate this whole recognition. Thank you. Stay safe.
Yeah, I thank Mr. Rajendran. Friends, our Chancellor of Dr. K. N. Modi University, D.K. Modi, is not able to join because of some problem with the internet. So we are going to request Professor Khandal to receive award on his behalf for D.K. Modi as the best Chancellor. We are just trying to go back.
Thank you, Professor Goel. I shall present it to him.
Just be a second. Yeah, it's here. We are awarding it Best Chancellor of University in Education Arena. Dr. Khandal, if you can come in for a second.
Thank you, Professor Goel. Thank you very much. Professor D.K. Modi himself is an academician, PhD from top of the university, and BTech from IIT BHU. I will forward this to him. He is the chairman of a foundation which is 80 years old in this country. So set up by his father, Dr. K. N. Modi. I will forward this sheet to him. Thank you, Professor Goel, and all the best to CMAI.
So thank you very much. Now we still have 2-3 minutes. So we have few questions. I want to ask, is AICTE chairman still here? AICTE chairman is still here? AICTE chairman is still here? No, I think he has left.
I'm here.
Okay, okay, sir. In this conference, we have around 60 delegates from around 23 countries or so. So one of them has asked you from India only: is online examinations available for AICTE affiliated engineering colleges?
Yeah, it is indeed available. It depends on who wants to use it. There are, of course, challenges in using it because the institution may have the wherewithal, but when it comes to various students who have gone to their respective places, maybe towns and villages, where the connectivity may not be as strong as in many of the cities. And therefore, depending on the clientele, that is students, stakeholders, if it is feasible, they can certainly do it. There are many institutions. For example, NITI has conducted its entire examination, final examination, on online mode. Therefore, I don't think there is any ban or not possible, but you have to be careful, because if some students are not able to take exam, you must make alternate arrangements for them. And with that, certainly online examinations are certainly possible. They are even possible to be proctored through the camera of the device, whether it is mobile or whether it is our computers or laptops. We all have a camera, and that camera can watch you, and the way you are moving ahead or your eyeball movement, you can be caught if you are copying. I think therefore online examination is certainly a feasibility.
Okay, sir. I have one more question for Professor Babu Sebastian. Somebody is asking what is that you spoke about need of international recognition for online expertise? Mr. Babu Sebastian.
Yeah, international recognition. Sir, well, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is not clear, sir. Could you please repeat the question?
Somebody asked, what is that you spoke about international accreditation? We just have half a minute left.
Yeah. Sir, the problem, internationally, there is only one nation is moving with this one. It is USA. USA banned online courses, online schools, online institutions, then online teaching because of poor quality of the teaching, and also they are only using this kind of mobile phone. In India also, all the institutions are moving with this one mobile phone, and the students are sitting at different places. For we need a minimum protocol. We have to a laptop, I think the pen pad or a headphone for the teacher side, and also the teacher has to use to support the I think the animated content.
Mr. Babu, sorry, no, Mr. Babu, sorry, we just have few seconds. Yeah. I think now I will request Dr. Malcolm Johnson to say a few words at the concluding remarks. Dr. Malcolm Johnson.
Yeah, correct. Accreditation. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor, and congratulations on this workshop. Very impressive to hear what the awardees are doing and taking advantage of ICTs to cope with this terrible COVID-19 pandemic. Let's hope that this experience is going to result in some positive benefits. As I mentioned, never before has the power of ICTs been appreciated to the extent that it has now. And we can see that there's been a great boost to online courses, e-education. So it's also more evident than ever before that we need to bring the connectivity to everyone, everywhere, to the villages, to the remote areas, at a low cost that the people in the localities can afford. And once we have that with these online courses, then really India will be able to meet its full potential. We already have thousands of startups in India. We have tremendous educational institutes. Everybody has excellent English, which, let's face it, is the international language now. So that's also a tremendous advantage for India. And once we have excellent cooperation between ITU and India, and really see it moving forward and meeting all the objectives of Prime Minister Modi. When you have that political power behind you, then everything is achievable. So congratulations once again to all the attendees. It's been a great pleasure joining you. It's a pity we couldn't all be there together physically, but hopefully we will be next year. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thanks, Malcolm. Thank you for being with us for the whole hour. I know you have a busy life. Now we will have a selfie, and then I will request organizers to show the participation, the participant support. Selfie and participant support. ITU team.
Yes, thank you very much. Please look into the camera for next 3 seconds. Thank you.
Now I request organizers to kindly show the participant support for BCS Forum. I hand over back to ITU team for the closing. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for this inspirational session. I would like, on behalf of VSIS team, to congratulate to all the awardees and invite you and all the attendees to join the future VSIS Forum sessions, including today's high-level policy session starting at 2 p.m. Geneva time. Once again, thank you for joining, and we look forward to collaborating with all of you in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Bye bye.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Goel sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Malcolm. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Anil sir, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yagesh ji.
Yeah.
Anil sir, thank you. Babu from Kerala.
Thank you very much.
Malcolm, you come to India very soon.
Yeah. Once
Hopefully.
flights start and restrictions also are over, then everyone can travel and meet each other. I have ventured today to come to Himachal Pradesh.
A new form here.
Organizers now can close the conference, please.
Thank you, Professor Goel. Thank you, Professor Sahastra.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.